Hi everyone, welcome to My Rising Rose, your one-stop shop for goddesses, dragons, and integrated spiritual awakening. I'm Jack Morrigan, and earlier today I channeled the Black Dragon and uploaded it to my channel. And in the time since then I've been feeling the energy of the White Dragon, and specifically around the energy of forgiveness. So I'm going to channel her for you. And just before I do, I just want to talk a little bit about forgiveness and the power of forgiveness. And the phrase that came to me was, "They know not what they do." They know not what they do. And I was thinking about it in the context of the harm that my people have caused around the world and the guilt that I hold in my body connected to that. So I'm British, I'm European, I'm white, and I can feel the guilt, the shame of the harms caused by my people. But I also, what is coming through strongly to me now is this sense of forgiveness. And it's not coming from like a superior place of being above anyone, which sometimes that energy can come from, like when someone's like, "Oh, I forgive you," like I'm in the moral high ground, and from this place of moral superiority I will lower myself to you. I'm not talking about that kind of forgiveness. I'm talking about more like a revelatory, liberatory forgiveness that is coming from within, something that is originating from the greater context of life and a greater understanding of life. So seeing that everything that has arisen and that could ever arise in human experience is part of an enormous cosmic being. That every experience that we're having and going through is inseparate from the living and evolution of a being that is so vast that it is utterly beyond our comprehension. And yet, that we also are that being, much like a cell in the body. Like a cell in the body is never going to be able to comprehend your experience. Yet, your experience is built upon trillions of cells. You would not be having the experience you're having right now without the trillions of cells of your body, yet each one of those cells is utterly incapable of comprehending your experience. In the same way, we each are contributing to the body of the cosmos, the being of the cosmos, yet it is utterly beyond our comprehension, utterly beyond. And you could call that cosmic being God. And you could say the will of God is completely beyond our comprehension. How could we possibly understand why entire nations get eradicated and people are tortured and all of these terrible things happen around the world? Well, I would imagine that I play guitar, right? I've got a couple of guitars here. So my fingers, sometimes, if I'm playing too long, I might injure the tips of my fingers. Like, the cells in the tips of my fingers are damaged by me playing guitar. Large groups of cells are damaged. Many of them will die. Now, those cells would have no comprehension of why. In a sense, each of us is the God of our body. we are the one responsible for the cells within our body. And maybe those cells on the tips of my fingers might think me a cruel God. They might think that I'm doing terrible things to them. Why, God, do you make us suffer? And my answer would be, because I love music. So, going back to the idea of forgiveness, we can look around, right? Look at the world at the moment. We're going through chaos right now. Parts of the world are on the verge of war, a war that's been simmering for a long time. Parts of the world are in open war. There's fear of civil war, right? There's all this chaos and fear, and we may think that God is cruel for inflicting this on us. But that's only because we can't see the bigger picture. We don't know the music that God is creating through the tension of our experience. So, is it possible for us to expand our minds and our hearts and our bodies in such a way as to notice the way that we are seeing the world and other people and ourselves as wrong and shameful and bad? And pause for a moment and say, hang on. Where's the music? Where's the music that I can't hear? Is there music somewhere in this suffering that I just can't hear? And if I pause and become quiet and listen and feel, can I sense the sweet music of suffering? And in so doing, can I be unburdened of my resistance to suffering in myself, in others, and in the world? And instead cast myself open in the expansive clarity of forgiveness. So that was what I was reflecting upon. And what I'd like to do now is channel Thlian Dae'shan, who is the white dragon of the rising rose. And I'll channel her to send the energies of forgiveness to me and to you and to our world. Gaya narai uru kuturu Iunea narai Ganaraya kuturu ne Kia narai nurun Anaya narakayune Unaya nakuturu Iune Klanaur Janaraun Kayune Thlian Dae'shan Thlian Dae'shan Thlian Dae'shan. Jack's body might move around a little bit while I'm here right now. He's reacting to knowledge that I'm sending into his body. It's the knowledge of the living cosmos, the knowledge of love. I am Thlian Dae'shan, White Dragon of the Rising Rose. I often joke with Jack and the people we speak with. I say, if Eckhart Tolle were a dragon, he would be something like me. If an angel were a dragon, they would be something like me. I am the peace of the throne room of heaven. In a sense, the other dragons are my children, though Gokureth, the black dragon, could be said to be my husband. The 7 colored dragons could be said to be my children. One of those dragons is Saithwete, the 3rd eye chakra dragon. She is like my heavenly daughter. She rains water from what could be described as the city of heaven. My son Ishmael, who is the crown chakra dragon, could be said to be radiating clarity from the citadel of heaven, the palace of heaven, whereas I emanate radiant stillness from the throne room of heaven. Of all the dragons that Jack channels, the dragons of the rising rose, I am the most still and though I am speaking to you and I understand the necessity of these words, I am actually the least inclined to speak. For that reason, for the next few minutes, I am not going to speak. Instead of waiting to hear words, allow yourself to feel the energies that reach you as I emanate them through Jack's form. I will keep his eyes open as I silently send these energies to you. You are welcome to either close your eyes and feel them, or use his image to receive the energies from, especially his eyes. He can't see you, so it won't feel uncomfortable. You are welcome to look into his eyes, which is a strong area that I am emanating these energies from, which is why his eyes seem to have a light within them. Now I will be silent. So earlier Jack was talking about forgiveness. And although he didn't put it exactly in these words, one way of describing what was dawning in him is the realization that there is actually nothing to forgive. You might call that pure forgiveness. Forgiveness can be you're forgiving something because you believe it was bad, but you still have acceptance of it. That's one type of forgiveness, which is a good thing. But what I'm here to talk about is a different type of forgiveness, which is where you realize that there was nothing to forgive. This is a higher form of forgiveness because it's rooted in a deeper understanding of reality. It has a similar outcome in that you let go. You let go of resentment and resistance. But it has a kind of cleaner quality to it, a more unconditional quality. One of the things that was dawning within Jack was the realization that he has nothing to be forgiven for. His family has nothing to be forgiven for. His nation have nothing to be forgiven for. Humanity has nothing to be forgiven for. God has nothing to be forgiven for. Do not really try to understand this with your mind. One of the other dragons quoted Jack's teacher's friend, Adyashanti, when he was saying that his teacher said, "Listen to my words like you're listening to the rain." Good teacher. most of you, your mind will confuse what I'm saying. So just let it go. Listen to my words with your heart. Feel my words. Feel the space from which they are spoken. You do not need to try to force yourself to forgive anything. Forgiveness is not something that you achieve. Instead, you realize there is nothing to forgive. You realize that the absence of judgment is your own nature. Which transcends forgiveness or the lack of forgiveness. To quote a song that Jack likes by the Smiths, there is a light that will never go out. That inner light, that inner spaciousness, which when found will also be found in everything outside of you. That place where within and without fall away. That is a place where no forgiveness is needed. Because everything is understood through its unity with that light. I leave my transmission with you here. May you return to this whenever you need it to help us reach more people. Please like, comment and subscribe. Share this with people who you feel would benefit from it, who are open to it. You don't need to push it on anyone, just people who would benefit. And look in the description below for information about dragon medicine to work with us through our website at myrisingrose.com. it's important that I share this more practical or promotional information with you, because our goal here, the reason that we're channeling through Jack, the reason that we are working with humanity at this time, is to initiate you, those of you who are ready, into the cosmic consciousness. As your minds expand, they form connections and bridges through many energetic pathways that exist inside our living cosmos. And through that, a chain reaction continues, much like the dawn. The light shines more brightly within each of you and keeps rising. It creates a cascade of awakened knowledge that keeps growing. And those of you who are going through profound awakenings know this process. You know it just keeps going. You know that through your awakening, those around you get more glimpses and awakenings of their own. And sometimes even the very stubborn and stuck people say things that really surprise you. So that's why we're here. We're here to help that flow. And we shamelessly self-promote because we want to enhance and expand the number of people that we're reaching so that we can amplify this work that we are doing within humanity. So that is why I am sharing the important work that we are doing with my rising rose. And that is why I'm encouraging you to like, comment and subscribe, because that is how YouTube will help us reach more people. This is just how this works. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your openness. Thank you for everything that you do in your life, everything that you have done, and everything you will do. Much love to you.